So you have to be conscious of what separates the same word when being used for Allah, for your Lord, and when it's being used for anyone other than your Lord. What are the differences? A few of them you should always keep in mind is that the attributes that are given to Allah, for example, Allah sees. It has no beginning, it has no end. It was always there, it will always be there. But my seeing, has it always been there? No. Will it always be there? No. So it has a beginning and it has an end. But Allah's seeing, or any attribute of Allah, has no beginning and has no end. Similarly, my seeing, let's just stick to the adjective of seeing. I'm Basir. I see too. Allah calls Himself Basir also. What's the difference? One difference, of course, we said, no beginning, no end. Another difference between me using Basir for myself and for Allah Azza wa Jal is that my vision, my basar has a limit. I can't see through this wall. I can't see inside of myself. I have limits. And I can't see everything all at once. But when I use the word Basir for Allah, there are no limits placed upon it. It's infinite in its capacity. But mine is finite and limited in its capacity. And finally, what's called Ata'i and Dhati. What that means simply is that when I say I can see, or I see, then that ability is not something I own. Meaning I didn't get it myself. How did I get it? It was given to me. It was given to me, and it will be taken away from me. But when I say Allah sees, then it was not given to Him by anyone, and it cannot be taken from Him by anyone. It is His own. It is His own. So at the very least, you have to maintain these three differences between whenever you use a word for Allah that can be used for other than Allah also. It's infinite. It has no beginning, no end in terms of time. It's infinite in terms of its power and quantity, and ours is finite and limited. And Allah's is His own, and ours, all of our abilities are granted. They're granted. Previously He said, the one who created you. الَّذِي خَلَقَكَ. That's we've read before. But here He says, the one who created. So He didn't limit to what He created. In the previous text, we found that there was a focus on the human being's creation. But now the scope has been opened. When you want to find the perfection of Allah and declare His perfection, you can reflect on anything that He created. الَّذِي خَلَقَ. And then finally, فَسَوَّى. And we'll talk about these two words in more detail when we return after the salah. But the word sawwa comes from taswiya, or as the Mufassirun comment, أي فَجَعَلَهُ مُتَسَاوِيًا, that He made it balanced. He made that creation perfect, and every last tweak, every last detail was perfected, intricate in design. That's the word sawwa. To not just balance something, but to make it intricately designed. So every last detail, every last bolt and nut, as we say in engineering, right? Every last nut and bolt, right, is in its place. And so not only reflect on the creation, look at how intricate the creation is. Look at how profound and perfect and subtle each element of that creation is. And the human being, it's enough for him to look even within himself, as was iterated in the previous surah.